Hello there, I'm Jackson Wong with Videomaker, and we've got the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera. We've been waiting a long time to get our hands on this one, and so for a couple hours we were able to use it and just get working with it before we sent it to our reviewer. There's some stuff we love about it, there's some stuff that is harder to work with. So here we go, let's get our hands on it. Okay, let's start with the drawbacks. First big one for us is battery life. We took this out with a fully charged battery, shot maybe 15 minutes worth of footage, and we came back with a battery that was down to 15%. So that's a little hard to work with. Another thing we're looking forward to in this camera is shooting in RAW. Unfortunately, this firmware doesn't have it yet. What it does have is ProRes 422, and our footage in that looks great. So here it is. Okay, so we've heard a lot about the dynamic range of the Pocket Cinema camera, and we're going to put it up to test against one of our other best, the 5D Mark III. So at f2, the highlights are pretty much retained by both cameras. Now watch what happens when we close the iris down. As we approach f16, the blacks on the 5D Mark III are getting crushed. But notice that the blacks on the Pocket camera retain their detail. Alright, let's talk about the LCD monitor. So it's really hard to work with. It's a little washed out, and we went so far as getting this bigger monitor and putting a black cloth over us in order to be able to see it. Two things we liked about the LCD monitor are the zebras. They really helped us get proper exposure, and then focus assist really helped make it possible to get a strong, accurate focus even with a washed out monitor. So if you've got a micro four thirds lens, you're going to be just fine snapping that into the camera. But for us, in our setup, we had to use an adapter which does not carry the electronics. And so that means, although we're excited to test the iris and the focus, we had to stick with our manual stuff based on the lens that we had. So if you're not able to use a micro four thirds lens, you're gonna have to account for 2 to 3 times crop factor. In our example, we've got a 35mm lens which behaves like a 105mm lens. So it's gonna be tough to get those wide shots. Let's remember, this camera is $1,000, so that's a lot of value right there. We're comparing this to cameras that are 3 and 4 times as much. So if you want to know more about this camera's bigger brother, check out the original cinema camera and click on the link and you'll get the full review. I'm Jackson Wong for Videomaker. Thanks for watching.